When's the last time you've been able to take a good break? Can you think back to a recent time where you actually felt rested? In the busyness of life, it might be hard to think of times that actually answer these questions. My name is Jonathan Chang and I'm on staff with LSU. And in this video, I want to teach you how to set up good rhythms of life that are connected with God, that will care for your mind, your body, and your soul. Now, today's culture is one that's judged on what we can do and what we accomplished. We're driven into a culture of fast-paced work, a lack of rest, and the desire to fill our lives with as much to do as possible. However, this kills us, and Jesus certainly did not work this way. If we look throughout the book of Mark, we can see many times where Jesus had the opportunity to teach more, heal more, and disciple more, but he chose to rest, pray, and center himself in God the Father for his mission. And I want to help you develop good rhythms through forming something called a rule of life. Now, I know for many of us, the rule might kind of bring up immediate thoughts of like restrictions or bans, but it's more like a garden trellis that allows plants and vines to grow and extend above what they normally could. It's just like that, a rule of life is more of a support for your life to flourish. Now, this rule of life can be categorized into 3 areas of your life: your mind, your body, and your soul. I chose these because these are 3 areas which God has given us to kind of steward our internal life and make up most of who we are. Now, for this first rule of life you make, we'll be focusing mainly on soul care. It's important to have more spiritual rhythms as a way of centering your rule of life, because normally most of us have good physical rhythms and good mental rhythms, but never really any good spiritual rhythms. And without Jesus' love and grace in the center of this can quickly become a list of tasks. And we'll be making a rule of life with what I want to call the 3-2-1 method. In a weekly schedule, pick 3 rhythms that help care for your soul, 2 rhythms that help care for your mind and body, and 1 rhythm to help care for the remaining category. Just make sure not to be legalistic. Make sure you know why a practice is giving you life instead of just something to complete or follow. Now, if you look on the worksheet, there's examples of practices you can do for each category. And for my own life, when I was back in college, I had a rule of life that was kind of similar to the 3-2-1 method. In the spiritual sense, I would try to read scripture in the morning, I would try to do prayer at night, and I try to do a Sabbath once a week on Saturdays. For kind of like keeping my body fine, I did sleep before 12 usually, exercise 3 to 4 times a week. And for my mind, I tried to read at least 1 non-school book a week. Now, this was my college rhythm, and it's definitely changed over time. And even in college, I was never able to keep it exactly the way it is. So don't worry about getting it right on the first try. Now, once you come back and complete this challenge, share how it went. How was it making your own rule of life and trying to keep it for a week? Now, some questions to consider are: what parts of your weekly rhythm were really hard to keep? And what's a new practice that you enjoyed doing this week? There are so many more practices that you can adopt. As you go through other modules, you might find things to naturally add on to this. And if you want to level up your rhythms and make a more challenging and impactful rule of life, reach out to me or schedule a coaching call with some of our staff. We'd love to help you, and I hope you've really learned how to make a rule of life and create healthy rhythms. I'm looking forward to see how they will bless you, and I really hope that as you go through life, you can really have some time that's more stress-free and deeper time with God in all of this.